Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Couch Sports Podcast and real live here. Man, look, it's a big thing going on for me because I believe I am getting to go live all across the board now. Not just here on the talk, but I believe that I'm able to go all the way across, the purple guys as well as the blue guys, the blue book over there and things like that. So man, it's a big thing for me now. Definitely a big thing for me. Y'all already know how it go when I go live. Y'all just gotta give me a minute. I gotta definitely make sure that I get to send out um invites to everybody and just pretty much let them know that we're live and things. So just gonna do that real quick. But how's everybody going, man? We got some great news going on today. Um, we got some breaking news, some updated news in the NFL that I definitely want to talk to y'all about. Some of y'all should already know about it if you follow any of these other podcasters that's on here. They're definitely been going on, letting everybody know what's going on. So, but of course, like I said, we're gonna break the news as well here. I think I'm gonna say that breaking news, that big news for the last because we might have some talks about it. And with that part being said, y'all already know how I go with it. We're pretty much almost done sending out to everybody. I'm trying my best to make sure every single body knows. I probably sent it out to some people who shouldn't know, but oh well, I didn't mean to. If they stop in here, they stop in here. If they don't, they don't. I don't mind. Let me scroll up so I can see. Like I said, some people I just don't want them send this out to. Okay, it didn't go to it. So let's get this out to the very few that we do want it out there too. Okay, here we go. Bear, guys, everybody just bear down. How's everything? Is it loud enough for y'all and everything? It's not too much. Anyway, let's get it going. Let's get it going. Y'all know how it is, man. We're gonna go ahead and start it off the way that I want to get it going. Like I said, I do have breaking news going on. I'm not gonna tell you all just yet what it's about. We will get to that very, very, very soon. But let's get to what I want to get to, and that is, of course, the part of breaking news. So here we are. Let's get this up here so that way that's up. Here it is here, y'all. Denver Nuggets, Gordon Ramsay exit versus the Bucks with a hamstring injury. So this injury happened during the game. I'm gonna let it play. It's not gonna be any sound or anything like that. Just pay attention to them. Y'all will see what end up happening. So y'all see at this point he slowed down and grabbed his hamstring right there. Just pretty much stopped. Something a little explicit right there and things. How he was with the you know drop the f bomb and things. So hey Ed, welcome in, welcome in. Appreciate you coming in. But yeah, drop the f bomb there. He will be out. Not too sure how long. The that was the end. He got injured during the near the end of the second quarter, and he didn't return for the second half. Yesterday's win, 102 to 100 against the Bucks. So that's something big. Be simply because you got to think about it. Oh snap! Let me check something out. I'm sorry. That's big simply because you already have a big part of your team already is out, and that's well, I shouldn't say your team. Let me say the right words. You are already missing Jokic, and those two together being down, man, it's hard. I'm not gonna sit here and act like it's not. That is a hard take there, simply because you want, uh, you really want this guy to be a part of your winnings. You want him to be in. You want him to play. He's a big factor when it comes to the rebounds. He's a big factor when it comes to scoring. So Aaron Gordon going down, it kind of really does hurt the Nuggets. But when Jokic went down, they seemed like they were holding it together. Let's see how they do with Gordon being out now. So with that part being said, we are gonna move over to the next part, which is our buddy here right here. Oh man, this this part really sucks. Giannis Antetokounmpo expects to miss 4 to 6 weeks due to a calf injury. That's crazy because Giannis just came back off of an injury, and this is he got injured during the same game. I'll read it out for you all. Bucks star Giannis Antetokounmpo did not finish Friday's night 102-100 loss to the Denver Nuggets because of right calf injury, which Antetokounmpo said after the game he expects will sideline him for at least 4 to 6 weeks. Antetokounmpo will undergo a MRI on Saturday, which is today, for further evaluation of the injury, which limited him throughout Friday's contest. He said the issue felt similar to the calf injury that sidelined him earlier this season. So there you go. That tells you a little bit there that how he's injured and what it's about. Pretty much is just the aggravated calf muscle once again. So that part actually is not it if you're used to watching guys when they come back and they get into a slow flow of things and they're playing a little bit more than what they're used to, you're get accustomed to them going out due to the fact of a recurring injury. And that's pretty much what's going on here. But we all know the other side of this. Ante- Giannis Antetokounmpo, he does not want to be in Milwaukee anymore. He does not see them going anywhere. And pretty much with that part being said, hey, look, Giannis probably gonna be somewhere in the West, like I said before. The deadline is February 5th, so with we'll see where he end up. He has not hinted that he's gonna request a trade, but he's just not that type of guy to sit here and say I want to trade or try to get out of the situation that he's in. So with that part being said, it's either Milwaukee will try to trade him and get some value for that trade, which is the best option for them, or they're going to keep him, go throughout the rest of his contract, and then probably just end up losing him and not getting anything anyway. So I don't see Milwaukee doing that simply because sports is a coming down to a sports injury, or I'm sorry, coming down to the sports industry. This is business, and of course, you always want some type of return of value. So I think that they'll be dumping him off before, or if not, on a trade deadline date. I believe they have to make all trades before 4 o'clock Eastern time, so that's 3 o'clock Central time. For those of you all that are here with me. Also, in some news, I do want to talk about this part right here, which is crazy. As y'all see on the screen, just give it a second. There we go. Grizzlies Ja Morant out past trade deadline with elbow sprain. I don't believe in it, but we'll read it, see what they got to say about it. Memphis Grizzlies star guard Ja Morant will miss at least 3 weeks due to an earner or however you say it, collateral, a UCL sprain in his left elbow. Okay, yeah, in his left elbow. The team announced Saturday morning, meaning that he will be sidelined through the February 5th trade deadline. The Grizzlies have been entertaining trade offers for Morant. Espen Shams reported earlier this month. According to the league sources, there has been tepid interest in the two-time All-Star guard, in part due to Morant's issues with availability. Morant has played a total of 79 games since the start of the 2023-24 season due to suspensions and a variety of injuries. Morant has averaged 19.5 points, 8.1 assists while shooting career worst of 41% from the floor and 23.5% from beyond the arc in 20 games this season. He has 2 years and $87 million remaining on his contract beyond this season after the Grizzlies declined to engage Morant in extension discussions last offseason. He sustained the injury on a spectacular chase down block during Wednesday's home loss to the Atlanta Hawks. He finished the game recording 23 points, 12 assists, but was clearly favoring his left arm. Morant had returned from a 6-game absence due to calf contusion in the Grizzlies' previous game, a Sunday win over the Orlando Magic in London. After that game, Morant was adamant that he prefers to remain with Memphis. All right. So he wants to stay in Memphis, but his tantrums, his attitude does not say that he wants to stay in Memphis. With that part being said, once again, yeah, I don't see him being there. He's probably gonna be, I don't know, maybe Brooklyn. He's probably gonna be, I doubt he go to Miami. I doubt he go to Orlando, which that would be nice for Orlando to pick up. He's not going to Chicago. Chicago is not going to pick him up. I think to make possibly make Giannis happy, they could go and get Ja Morant, which would then take a little bit off of Giannis. But at this point, is Giannis anywhere near happy over there? That's the real question right there. So, with that part being said, now you think, do Memphis and Milwaukee make that trade, swap them out? I don't think that'll happen either. So don't quote that will happen. I don't think that it's gonna happen simply because you already have a dominant defensive presence when you come to Jackson, JJ Jr. But that does not. I'm not saying that Giannis wouldn't be a better pick for them. Of course, Giannis would be, right? But what I am saying is the fact that I don't see the Grizzlies making that type of trade. They're not getting what they need from Milwaukee unless it comes with, of course, someone like honestly, or what's his name, Gary Trent. Gary Trent, maybe Giannis, and they'll probably throw, and Memphis would probably throw Ja Morant. Would they throw JJ in there? Seeing that they got 80 over there, they possibly could. I think that they could throw that in there. Would they? I don't know. I doubt that they would. But it's all about, like they said, they're entertaining trade offers, and we'll see how that end up going. As far as John Morango, like I said, possibly Brooklyn, but Brooklyn got plenty of guards. Memphis even entertained a little bit of the trade. They jumped their names into there. I don't see Golden State putting their names in there, even though that'll be something decent. But two guys that need the ball in their hands, Steph Curry and John Morant, those two don't mix. I don't see that really happening. OKC, you got Shy over there, and you got J Dubs, even though J Dubs is hurt. So yeah, I don't really see anything over there. Like I said, maybe the Memphis is possibly the best offer. Would love to see him with the Spurs. That'd be great. Probably get Murray from over there and put Ja Morant with Wemby. That might be decent. That might be a little keep all the young guys together and let them play. But who knows how that would be. Wemby, he's humble. He doesn't necessarily need the ball in his hands. He can work without it. But when he's down low, they got to make sure that they do get the ball in his hands. But I can see Ja being over in San Antonio. Would Memphis be stupid enough to send him over there? I don't know. But it could end up happening. So, hey, we'll keep y'all in tune with those two. But let's get into some of this breaking news, y'all. Let's get into some of this breaking news. Hope y'all ready for it. With that part being said, trying to get into maybe if I just do this. Bam, give me bam, and give me bam. Here it is right here, y'all. Y'all see it already on the screen popped up. Steelers to hire coach Mike McCarthy. Wow. I feel that that is a great addition for the Steelers, especially since they are a win culture. Now, Mike McCarthy, of course, having a drought down in Dallas of not making the playoffs or possibly making the playoffs but not making it to the conference championship. It's been years. So I give a little read into it first, and then I'll let y'all hear Stephen A afterwards. But 16 years after beating Mike Tomlin in Super Bowl, what is that? 45. Former Green Bay Packers and Dallas Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy is succeeding him as the head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers entered into a verbal agreement to hire the 62-year-old, a Pittsburgh native, as just their fourth head coach since 1969. The team announced Saturday afternoon. McCarthy is now the oldest head coach in franchise history. Chuck Noll, who retired 10 days shy of his 60th birthday, was previously the oldest. So his selection coming 11 days after Tomlin told his team he was resigning after 19 seasons as the Steelers coach is a significant departure from the organization's previous history of hiring up and coming defensive minds without prior NFL head coaching experience, signaling the team's desire to win now. So after failing to reach an extension with the Dallas Cowboys following the 2024 season, McCarthy spent the 2025 season away from coaching. McCarthy now becomes the first person to be the head coach of three iconic NFL franchises in the Steelers, Cowboys, and Green Bay Packers, where he got his start as a head coach in 2006 and remained until he was fired in 2018. They're talking about the Green Bay Packers right there. So going into that, let's see. Why did Steelers choose McCarthy as their next head coach? This is one to actually be asking right here. Days after Tomlin walked away on January 13th as the Steelers head coach, team president Art Rooney II said he wanted to compete from day one. He also said he didn't like the word rebuild. In hiring McCarthy over younger, less proven candidates, Rooney emphasized his desire to win now with the league's third oldest active head coach behind Kansas City's Andy Reid and New York Giants' John Harbaugh. None of the Steelers' previous three head coaches had any NFL head coaching experience, while McCarthy has 310 games of prior NFL head coaching experience. He also has the sixth most wins, 185, among all NFL coaches of the past 20 seasons. Tomlin finished his Steelers career with 201 wins, including playoffs. Rooney's urgency comes on the heels of another Steelers season ending with the one and done playoff appearance, this time a 30-6 blowout loss to Houston in the team's first home playoff game since the 2020 season. The Steelers haven't won a playoff game since the 2016 season. McCarthy is 11-11 in playoff games, last winning the wild card game with the Cowboys against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers after the 2022 season, but he has also had 11 10-win seasons since he first became a head coach in the 2006, tied for fourth most by a head coach in that span. So Y'all want to know why did they hire Mike McCarthy and why I feel that this is a great hire? He is a winning coach, and that's just what they are accustomed to there. That they're accustomed to winning. They need a winning coach. They feel that with the experience that he could take that team into the playoffs and actually win a playoff game now. Possibly even take them back to the Super Bowl. Will they make it to the Super Bowl? It depends. You have a lot going on here. The combination of will Aaron Rodgers come back or will he retire? Don't forget, Aaron Rodgers only went to Pittsburgh because he wanted to play for Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin was a big factor of him going there. So with Mike Tomlin stepping down, and Aaron Rodgers only being on a 1 year contract, you have that question of who's going to be your quarterback going into the 2026-2027 season. So, could they possibly make it past the divisional round or the wild card round? They could, but not soon. Possibly 3 years down the line. Once again, you have to get a quarterback that you believe in. You have DK Metcalf for I believe another year. Um, but you don't have another receiver. You have Warren, who's a good running back. You have him for another two years. So that's gonna be a great backfield right there. But once again, you definitely need a quarterback to lead your guys down the field. You can't just have some bust, as they would say it. I don't want to use certain words. Like I said, we're across multiple platforms now. So thank y'all for everybody who helped out putting this together. But when it comes to that quarterback position, you don't want a guy who is now considered a bust. I don't want to throw out the person's name, but y'all know who's on their roster. Y'all know who they run inside of things. With that part being said, now who do you go for as far as the quarterbacks that's in the league already? Well, we know Justin Fields is still available, but he's been there already and it started off looking good. That is true. But that does not mean that he's gonna go back there. Um, Possibly Tyrod Taylor. We know that he's out as a quarterback there. Uh, will Arizona release or let Brisket go? Jacoby Brisket. I don't know. Mm. Honestly, I feel that he would not be the best choice for them. So I doubt that he end up going there. I doubt that he end up being picked up by Pittsburgh. So that now leads to the draft. What's available in the 2026 draft? That is yet to be determined. I don't feel that this 2026 draft have a great amount of quarterbacks coming out. So looking into the future of we're gonna say mediocre quarterbacks, I feel that Mike McCarthy would do his best to keep himself at 500 or above. Of course, he's gonna want to win, but until they get themselves an established quarterback, I don't see them going too far. Like I said, maybe 3 years, possibly, if everything stays together. If you can get you got to get a quarterback, you got to get another wide receiver, you got to get some linemen, of course. You're going to have linemen retiring, you're going to have linemen leaving for more money or a better team, things like that. So, Mike McCarthy is a great coach, though. So, we'll see how that end up working out right there. As well as it was more news to be announced that this just happened. Um, I don't even see it. Oh yeah, here it is right here. I want to get this part going on. Packers Walker arrested at LaGuardia Airport on gun charge. And I want to bring this up for a specific reason, so I get to it in a minute. Green Bay Packers offensive lineman Rasheed Walker was arrested Friday morning at LaGuardia Airport in New York after he tried to check in a bag that contained the firearm. Walker, who was 25, was taken into custody and charged with 2 counts of second-degree criminal possession of a weapon and criminal possession of a firearm, according to the New York Post. He appeared in Queens County Criminal Court on a gun charge and released later Friday. According to the Post, citing a criminal complaint, Walker told an airline employee that his bag contained the locked box handgun holding a handgun. Port Authority police, after being alerted by that employee, searched Walker's bag and found the 9mm Glock pistol along with 36 rounds of ammo in the locked box. Walker's attorney told the Post that the gun was legally licensed in Wisconsin and that Walker didn't know he couldn't travel with it in New York. So, of course, as you can read there, we are confident that the matter will be resolved favorably. Walker, a seventh-round pick of the Packers in 2022, is due back in court March 19th. So, I bring this one up to talk about this for a reason, yo. And that's simply this. Being a responsible gun owner, it takes a lot. You have to sit here and especially if you're going to travel with your weapons, you have to sit here and you have to know whether or not you can take your weapon to that state. You have to know that. You cannot sit here and be like, oh, it's in a lockbox, it's safe, this is the rules here where I live, and blah, 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 this and that, and this and that. They do not care in these different states. He legally owns the gun. It is his gun. Well, it was his gun. It's gonna be New York's gun now. But he legally owned that gun in Wisconsin. Meaning he could carry it in Wisconsin, he could carry it in Illinois, he could carry it in Kansas, he could carry it in Texas, and all those different ones. Probably I don't know if he got a Utah permit and things like that, but he could probably do it in those different ones as well. But you still have certain states that are very, very strict. And these players need to understand, yes, you need to protect yourself, especially how they acting nowadays. You got these YNs and YWs or whatever they want to call themselves that's running around. They don't care, breaking into houses, running up on these celebrities while they're out at restaurants and things. Uh, what was that? A couple of years ago, David Ortiz, he was shot a couple of times in the back out there where he grew up at and things. So while he was at a restaurant eating food, so understandably of why he has the gun, but he was supposed to make sure, and they even tell you this, but make sure that you know the laws of that state. Because just because this state is telling you you're fine to have this and have that or do whatever, and as long as you do this, that law only confines in that state. It does not go state to state. That law does not follow state to state. So, but hopefully he will be fine. Once again, it's a tragedy for him to have to go through this, but with the way that this world is, you can never be too safe. And like his lawyer said, more than likely, it's gonna go favor for him. He's probably gonna have to do some type of fine and some type of community service, which they already do community service anyway. So he will definitely be fine. Um, as well as I wanted to see if there is anything else. There was something else, but I can't seem to come across it. Thought I had something else for y'all, but no, it seemed like that part is pretty much it. So yeah, those was the breaking news of that. Of course, Statham, they have him still favorite. Oh, for you betters, let's talk about that. So the books, Vegas, however y'all want to say it, is betting on the Broncos and the Rams Super Bowl. That is what they're hoping for, what they're betting on. The reason being is because every single body has their money on Seattle Seahawks simply because Sam Darnold says that he's ready to go, he's ready to play, and of course they have a great defense, and the New England Patriots. That's simply because the Broncos do not have their starting quarterback. But if you all have been looking into this, you all would know New England do not play well against backup quarterbacks. We've talked about this multiple times. Appreciate y'all stopping in. Appreciate y'all stopping in. So, with that part being said, yo, do y'all think that it could be a Seahawks Broncos not Seahawks, a Rams Broncos Super Bowl instead of the Seahawks and New England Patriots? I'm not even gonna lie, that would be wild. That would be wild. GG, welcome in, GG. That would be wild, yo. What everybody sitting here betting and hoping for it to be the Patriots and Drake May and of course Sam Donald and that 12th man defense and things. Man, that upset, that will be a great upset. Vegas would actually clock in with that. I think I might go and put a little bit towards that. I'm not too sure. The underdogs for a Super Bowl. That sounds like something that I could end up getting behind. Yo, Bobby McKinney, welcome in, man. How you doing? How you doing? So honestly, y'all got to look at that. If y'all are into betting or anything like that, or just in case if you want to look more into if you all believe in the conspiracy and if you all believe in the script, y'all can definitely look into that as well. Now, this is one of the things that I definitely want to talk about this upcoming Super Bowl. If Seattle do win, if New England Patriots do win, what type of reunion would this be here? And I believe it will be a crazy reunion. Of course, the reunion that I'm talking about is the upset win that the New England Patriots had against the Seattle Seahawks. What was that back in 2011? Something like that? No, 2013. I want to say it is 2013. Of course, it's the most famous one of all to know of. If you don't know about it, it's the one that made Richard Sherman's meme go crazy. The one where he was smiling, he was happy, he was sitting on the sideline. They knew that they was gonna win. Uh, who was it? Russell Wilson was at the goal line, and all they had to do was give the ball to Marshawn Lynch, who was going crazy that game. They would have got a touchdown, and they would have won that game. It was only seconds left. But did they do that? Yo, shout out to GG for that. Heart me. Appreciate that daily check in. So, with that part being said, like I said, um, that this is a reunion. This Super Bowl could be a reunion of that. What ended up happening was Russell Wilson. The play was called for Russell Wilson to throw the ball. He threw a rushed pass, and the pass was thrown and intercepted. The New England Patriots and Tom Brady went on to win their fourth ring. That was his fourth ring. So here's the anniversary of it, y'all. It could be the anniversary of it. It is not the anniversary yet. They have to win these conference games. If they win these conference games, oh my, that reunion would be crazy. And of course, they're gonna have Richard Sherman there. Like that's Prime Video. If you all don't know about him and things, he's a analyst on Prime Video. So y'all can check him out there. But I'm pretty sure that that's gonna come up. If y'all want to see that necessarily, we can pop it up real quick. This is the one that I'm talking about. This is the meme here. Let's see if we can get it to come up. Let's see how can I do it. Up there you go, right there. The first one. I'm gonna bring this down so y'all can see it perfectly. See, he was just so happy, and then all of a sudden, the interception happened, and he's like, What's going on? This was the championship game. This was the Super Bowl game right here of uh Richard Will Richard Russell Wilson throwing the interception, and the New England Patriots went on to win that Super Bowl. And this is the infamous face. Now, y'all see this face, y'all man, this face, right? This face is the same face that just happened recently. We just recently had someone make this type of face. Let's talk about it. Here it is here. No, this was fumbling. That was the fumbling one. No, let's not talk about that one. It's not that one. Now I gotta find that one. Which they're going. I'm not even gonna lie. They went crazy on Derrick Henry, but let me see. I might have to look it up. Not even gonna lie. Like this was probably the funniest faces right here.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it.
Let's
Just
turn that off. Skip that. Oh my god, they took forever to get the. If they even do it, yeah. See, they just talking about it. I thought that would have showed the video, man. I really want the video to be shown of what happened. Okay, let's see. Maybe this. Maybe this. Hopefully this, y'all. Let's see. We don't care about him talking. I just want him to get to the part where okay. So it should be somewhere down this way. It missed. Of course, he was upset. He's probably a fan. He's talking about all different types of stuff over there. That is not my mouse. I don't have that mouse. I have a pointer. He has a finger. He didn't even show it. I want y'all to see that reaction. Anyway, so to give y'all what it is, man, Derrick Henry had the same exact face. Same exact face. And it's crazy. I'm gonna keep looking for it. I didn't think that I would be speaking on this Yo, GG, appreciate you sharing out the live. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. And talking to the fans. But anywho, on to other news. Since they don't want to show it anymore, I definitely want to get into what we started off. Going back over to basketball, let's talk about a couple of games that'll be happening today. Before we get into that, the NFL games, of course, will the NFL. We have a championship Sunday game. That is tomorrow. The AFC and NFC conference games are tomorrow. The first game is oh snap. Give me a second, y'all. Give me a second. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. The first game is Sunday at 2 p.m. Central Time. That is 3 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Central Time. That game is the AFC Championship. The New England Patriots will be playing against the Denver Broncos in Denver. That game can be caught on CBS or Paramount Plus. The second game, which will be later on that same day on Sunday, will be at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. That is 6:30 p.m. Central, 5 or 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Central Time. This game will be on Fox. It is the LA Rams versus the Seattle Seahawks in Seattle. That game there will be for the NFC Championship. The winner of these two games will go on to play in the Super Bowl. So, make y'all bets. I gave y'all what I believe in, what's happening, things. So, definitely check it out. GG, it is not funny. We will not talk about that. I do not feel like fighting. But moving on, let's get to what I said we was gonna get to. Going over into the NBA world, we have games today. Let's talk about the games yesterday because we did have games, we did have scores that I did not get to go over. Yesterday, January 23rd, which was a Friday, you had the Houston Rockets versus the Detroit Pistons. And the Houston Rockets won this game 111 to 104. Of course, it was an upsetting game for me, being a not a Detroit Pistons fan, but being from close to Detroit, I would want Detroit to win this game. Going into the stats, you had Kevin Durant had 32 points. He was 11 for 19 from the field, 5 for 11 from beyond the arc, 5 for 6 from the free throw line, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, no turnovers that game. Jabari Smith Jr., 11 points, 5 for 9 from the field, 1 for 3 from beyond the arc, 10 rebounds, 3 assists. What in the world was that? I left it alone. Yeah, leave it alone. Oh, GG with the well dive. Appreciate that. That's what that was. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. So where was I at? 3 assists. He had 2 turnovers, but he also had 2 steals and 2 blocks. Sengun had 19 points. He was 6 for 11 from the field, 0 for 1 from beyond the arc, 7 for 10 from the free throw line, 1 rebound, 5 assists. He had 5 turnovers, but also had 2 steals. Joshua Okogie, he had some shots that actually came in clutch. He had 7 points. He was 3 for 5 from the field, 1 for 2 from beyond the arc, 3 rebounds, 1 turnover, but 2 steals. Amin Thompson. Now, I will talk about this in a minute, but Amin Thompson played well. He played well for a simple reason, and that is the reason he went against his brother. They are twins. There's 2 twins. They both got drafted in the same year. But Amin Thompson had 15 points. He was 5 for 11 from the field, 5 for 5 from the free throw line, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, had 1 turnover, but he had 2 steals and a block. Off the bench, Reed Shepherd, he had 18 points. He was 6 for 15 from the field, 1 for 7 from beyond the arc, 5 for 5 from the free throw line. He had 1 assist, 2 turnovers, and 1 steal. That was all from that team. The rest of them really didn't matter. Moving over to Detroit, Detroit Pistons, Tobias Harris. He had 4 points. Out of 26 minutes, he had 4 points. That really hurt the game. He usually give about 12 to maybe 15 points. So if he probably would have got his 11 points, that probably would have gave them the win. But he had 4 points. He was 1 for 6 from the field, 0 for 3 from beyond the arc, 2 for 3 from the free throw line, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 turnover, 2 steals. Duncan Robinson, his average 9 points. He was 2 for 8 from the field, 2 for 8 from beyond the arc, 3 out of 5 for the free throws, 2 rebounds, no assists, 1 turnover. Jalen Duran did his average, 18 points, 7 for 13 from the field, 4 for 4 from the free throw line. He only had 7 rebounds, though that is below average. He had 2 turnovers. Cade Cunningham, 38 minutes. Guess what? Only had 12 points. Another disappointment. 5 for 13 from the field, 0 for 4 from beyond the arc, 2 for 3 from the free throw line, 1 rebound. Another disappointment. 8 assists, 6 turnovers, 2 steals, and 1 block. And then the other twin, the one who they consider the younger twin because the other one was born a minute before him. 24 minutes, he had 12 points, 5 for 8 from the field, 2 for 2 from the free throw line, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 turnovers, but he had 2 steals. Off the bench, Isaiah Stewart had 16 points. He was 7 for 9 from the field, 0 for 2 from beyond the arc, 2 for 2 from the free throw line, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. Ron Holland had 13 points. He was 5 for 7 from the field, 1 for 3 from beyond the arc, 2 for 3 from the free throw line, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 turnovers, 2 steals, and 1 block. And Dennis Jenkins, he had 10 points. He was 4 for 10 from the field, 2 for 6 from beyond the arc, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 turnover, 1 steal. Now, like I said, this game was pretty much the battle of the twins. This is rivalry week, but it was pretty much the battle between the twins. Need one more 3 from Oubre. Does he cover? Yeah, he's gonna cover that 3. Sorry about that, Ty. Sorry about that, man. Yeah, he's definitely gonna cover. I have the screen covering everything, so I can't really see my comments. But yeah, if you're still in here, Ty, he's definitely gonna cover and things. So don't even trip on that. Don't worry about it. Onto the other games that happened. That game I just wanted to go into specifically and talk about for yesterday, but let's go ahead and finish talking about these games. You had the Suns versus the Hawks. The Hawks won 110 to 103. The Celtics versus the Nets. The Celtics won 130 126. The Kings versus the Cavaliers. The Cavaliers won 123 to 118. The Pelicans versus the Grizzlies. The Pelicans won 133 127. The Pacers versus the Thunder. The Pacers won 117 to 114. The Nuggets versus the Bucks. The Nuggets won 102 to 100. We talked about that earlier. The Raptors versus the Trailblazers. The Raptors won 110 to 98. Now, mind y'all, these games will the Trailblazers are a team that's up and coming. So y'all make sure that Gigi taking care of those galleries. Appreciate you.
Awesome!
You're so awesome. I gotta give you more than just those. I gotta give you more than just those. Let me see.
Another one, another one, another one, another one, another one, another one.
Definitely appreciate you, GG. Appreciate you for rocking with me. 5 DJ glasses. That is just crazy. And to keep it going. So now we have today's games, y'all. Today's games. We already have some that already have been played. To go into it, the first game was the Washington Wizards visiting the Charlotte Hornets. The Charlotte Hornets won 119 to 115. The Charlotte Hornets are seeming like they are a team that is ready to win. They are getting healthy. They're playing together. It is finally looking like the Charlotte Hornets that they should have been 3 years ago. A game that's going on, as we have already talked about, Mr. Harley, I believe. The Knicks versus the 76ers. This is 2 minutes and 36 seconds left in the third quarter. The Knicks are up 86 to 74. He asked me, would Oubre get that last three? He had him for 2 threes. He needed one more. And of course, I'm telling him yes. Then we will have the Cavaliers versus the Magic. That is 6 o'clock Central Time. And of course, if you are a Chicago fan, live in Chicago, in the Chicago area, this game right here is for you. It is the Boston Celtics. We'll be visiting the Chicago Bulls at the United Center. And guess what today is for you Chicago fans? Today is the Derrick Rose jersey retirement game. Derrick Rose will be there. They will retire his jersey, the number one that he wore for the Chicago Bulls. They will be retiring that jersey today after the game. That game starts at 7 o'clock Central Time. That is 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 6 o'clock Mountain Time, 5 o'clock LA time. So make sure if y'all are a Chicago fan that y'all are checking into that game. For those that are in the area, it is the Chicago Sports Network. If you're not in that area, I believe this game will be on Prime Video. I could check more into it. Give me a second and I'll let you know. But yes, that game is a significant game for those that are in the Chicago area. If you grew up in Chicago, if you're a Chicago Bulls fan, if you are a Derrick Rose fan, no matter if you was a fan when he played for New York or New York, or if he when he was a fan playing, or if you were a fan of his when he was playing for Minnesota, or if you're a fan for him when he was playing down in college, this is a big one to follow. They have Boston favorite with a -3.5. They have this total to go over 231.5. Yo, Chicago on a big jersey retirement day. This isn't just a retirement jersey for the Chicago Bulls. This is a retirement jersey or jersey retirement for everybody who have watched basketball from the years of 2008 all the way until he actually did retire. All the way until he had that 30-point game, 40-point game, and his highest 50-point game when he was in Minnesota. So if you if you're a Derrick Rose fan, y'all already know. Y'all cheering it up. Y'all going crazy because this game is his retirement game, like I said. Bulls cannot sit here and lose this game, y'all. They cannot. They really cannot. That the madhouse on Madison Street gotta go crazy. The city is gonna go crazy for him. So with him coming out, they definitely that game definitely gotta be a win for the Bulls. And at that, as y'all see on the screen, the Bulls are 22-22. They finally made it back to being um at the 500 mark. They're 14-9 at home. They are going against the Boston Celtics, who is 28-16, and they're 15-9 away. But yeah, so no, you can watch this game on League Pass, or if you're in the Chicago area, Chicago Sports Network, which I believe is like channel 37 or channel 38. If you have Xfinity, I don't know what it is if you don't have it. But if you're not in the Chicago area, and you want to see this game, you want to see the jersey retirement, you want to see them hang it up and everything, then you all can make sure you follow the one and the only Unc Hallis. That's UNC_HALAS. That game will be on his channel. He will be live reactions and everything to that game. Now, mind y'all, if y'all deciding that y'all gonna watch the game and be on the live, please do not ruin anything for anybody else. Um, like I said, we will have individuals there that will be watching it live. One of the things that's special about this is they actually told Rose that no one will be watching this, no one will be wearing that jersey unless it's his son. And his son is definitely taking the same footsteps that Rose took. Of course, in better schools and everything, but but basketball camp, the love of basketball, everything. He's going through the exact same steps as Derrick Rose. So to sit here and have that significance of having your jersey retired, he's from Chicago, from the South Side of Chicago, grew up in the West Inglewood area, went to Simeon, was wore Ben's jersey, Ben Wilson jersey. If y'all don't know the history of that, then the great players get to wear that jersey. Only the great players get to wear that jersey. So, with that part being said, to sit here and now have your jersey up in the Raptors, up there with Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan and things like, man, couldn't bring a championship to the team, constantly having injuries. We all know that's Thibodeau's fault, but at the end of the day, he did bring an MVP back he brought a rookie of the year and MVP to back to Chicago. We appreciate that man for that. We got great love for Derrick Rose. We got great love for one of our own. Chicago. I'm Chicago born and raised. Also went to Simeon with him. So just happy for him. Excited for this game, and I definitely will be in the chat. I'll definitely be on the live, and I'll be watching the live. So, like I said, if you all cannot watch the live person, or if you all cannot watch the game personally, then you all can check in with Unc Hallis, Unc_Hallis. That's UNC_HALAS. Make sure that y'all check in with that, with his page, and make sure that y'all give that a follow. If y'all here and have not done so already, please do a check in for me. Man, right there above the screen, right there, all y'all gotta do is hit that heart and follow the little instructions right there and do a daily check in, man. Hey, we like this all the time. We talk all day about sports. That's all that we talk about. And now, if there's anything out there that you all would like to know, since I have everything up where you all can see right here, go ahead, throw it in the comments now, and I'll make sure that I get to it. If not, then, like I said, we will be talking about other sports. I can see some comments going on now. Moved everything around, but to move over, we will go into the NHL world. Right after NHL, we will be talking NCAA. I don't usually talk college ball, but we can talk college ball if y'all would like to. Going through these scores here. Yesterday's scores, January 23rd. You had the Golden Knights versus the Maple Leafs. Golden Knights won 6-3. Lightning up against the Blackhawks. Lightning won 2-1. And that went all the way to a shootout. The Blues versus the Stars. Stars won 3-2. The Flyers against the Avalanche. Flyers won 7-3. Capitals versus the Calgary Flames. Capitals won 3-1. The Devils versus the Canucks. The Devils won 5-4. The Rangers versus the Sharks. The Sharks won 3-1. Wow. And the Sharks are playing pretty decent this year. 14-9, 14-9-3 at home, 26-21-3 overall. Man, the Ducks versus the Seattle Kraken. Ducks won 4-2. Even the Ducks looking decent. 27-21-3, 12-13-2 away. That part is bad though. But Kraken looks even but 22-19-9, 11-9-5 at home. Man, teams that I'm not used to seeing win are starting to win. So moving over to today's games, starting at 6 o'clock Central, we will have the Canadians versus the Bruins, the Hurricanes versus the Senators, the Lightning versus the Blue Jackets, the Red Wings versus the Jets. At 7 o'clock Central, you will have the Kings versus the Blues. At 8 o'clock, you will have the Panthers versus the Wild. 9 o'clock, you will have Capitals versus the Oilers. And the game that has games that have happened already, you have the Sabres versus the Islanders. The Sabres won 5-0. And Mammoth versus Predators. Mammoth won 5-2. Moving on to our NCAA, of course, we all should know we're gonna talk NCAA women first. Games have already, of course, been played. You had the number one UConn versus Seton Hall. UConn won 92-52. Number 8 Louisville versus Boston College. Louisville won 85-56. Number 9 TCU versus UCF. TCU won 67-50. Georgia versus number 11 Kentucky. Georgia with the upset 72-67. Number 20 Princeton versus Brown. Princeton won 58-49. Almost a close one right there, eh? And then number 24 Nebraska hosted Illinois and Nebraska won 81-75. Games that are going on right now. Number 1 21 Duke versus Pittsburgh. Duke is putting belt to ass. Literally 62 points to 28 points. Duke is up. Starting at 6 o'clock, which is in about 2 hours, 6 o'clock Central Time, you have number 19 Texas Tech versus Utah. At 8:30 Central Time, number 22 West Virginia versus BYU. That will be all for the NCAA women. NCAA men. Games that have happened already. You have number 2 UConn had hosted Villanova. UConn won 75-67. Number 5 Duke hosted Wake Forest. Duke won 90-69. Number 7 Nebraska played Minnesota. Nebraska won 76-57. Number 10 Michigan State hosted Maryland. Took that win with 91-48. Number 22 North Carolina went to visit number 14 Virginia, and North Carolina came out with that win 85-80. Number 15 Vanderbilt visited Mississippi State. Vanderbilt took the win 88-56. Number 18 Clemson played Georgia Tech in Georgia. Clemson took that win 77-63. Number 21 Georgia went to visit Texas, and Texas came out with that win 87-20. Number 1 Arizona hosted West Virginia. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Yeah. Number 1 Arizona hosted West Virginia, and Arizona won 88-53. Number 12 Texas Tech hosted number 6 Houston. Texas Tech took that win 90-86. Virginia Tech went to visit number 23 Louisville, and Louisville won 85-71. Number 11 Illinois went to visit number 4 Purdue, and Illinois came out with that win 88-82. And last, number 9 Iowa State went to visit Oklahoma State. Forever Destiny. And Iowa State took that win 84-71. Moving on to games that are happening right now. You have Auburn going to visit number 16, Florida. This is in the SEC, so this will be a SEC conference game. Auburn is taking a win right now, 43-28. It is now halftime, so they will be coming out of halftime very soon. Then you have LSU versus the number 20 Arkansas, another SEC game. This just now began, and the score is 9-8 Arkansas way. It is 15 minutes, 11 seconds left in the first, and they are on a official TV timeout. At 4:30, which is about 20 minutes from now, you will have Utah going to visit number 13 BYU. At 7 o'clock Central, you have San Francisco visiting number 8 Gonzaga. At 7 o'clock Central again, you have number 19 visiting Kansas State. At 7:30 Central, you have Tennessee going to visit number 17 Alabama. And with that, y'all, it now ends our stream. I thank each and every last one of you all for being here with me. Y'all are so wonderful. GG, thank you so much for all the gifts that you have sent. Thank you for closing that gallery. You are a wonderful, wonderful wife. I appreciate you. I love you. And guess what? We have the rest of this weekend together. Yeah, you say thank you, baby, but you'll be ready to fight me in about like 20 minutes. But we ain't necessarily got to talk about all that. Hey, y'all, don't forget, man, to catch today's Chicago Bulls game and the jersey retirement. Make sure that you all go follow Unc_Hallis for that live tonight. He will have the game on live tonight. Once again, that's Unc_Hallis. That's UNC_HALAS. Make sure that y'all go and check out that stream. And then y'all already know how we do it, man. Peace.